This bride wore towering platforms and a blue shrimps bag for her colorful backyard wedding. It began, as all the best modern love stories do, with a touch of cinematic mischief. One evening between lockdowns, when restaurants and bars were still closed, TV producer Bella Wyland and her future husband, Max Strivens, found themselves climbing over the fence at Hyde Park. "You could meet people, but not go inside anywhere," Bella recalls, sipping coffee in a Kensal Rise cafe, "so we met outdoors. I was so nervous, I asked my flatmate to walk me there. The nerves evaporated instantly. I had this feeling I'd never had before. I just knew something was different about him." Hours later, having left the park on a snack run, they returned to find the gates locked. The only option? To break back in. Despite having talked for hours already, neither of them wanted the night to end. In those early weeks, Bella, keen to impress, leaned into Max's outdoorsy, adventurous inclinations. "I was suddenly into camping, wild swimming, magic mushrooms," she says, laughing. By their first trip away together, the facade had faltered. "After that, I decided to just be myself." A wise decision that paid off. 4 years later, Max proposed in Menorca. A bit like their first date, the proposal was delightfully imperfect, rom-com worthy in its own unscripted way. The morning after Bella had been laid low with food poisoning, there was a knock at the hotel room door. While Max scrambled in the bathroom to beat her to the door, she opened it to find a room service waiter bearing champagne. "I was like, what's going on?" We awkwardly waited for the man to leave and then Max got down on one knee. Rain lashed the island all day, so they stayed in bed, FaceTiming family and friends with their news. We wouldn't have had it any other way. Menorca hadn't been the original plan. Max had worked with jewelry designer Jenna Katz and Bella's sister, Hannah Wyland, founder of the beloved British brand Shrimps, to create a ring inspired by an octagonal room in the Wyland family home in Bradford-on-Avon. "It's the most special place. It's beautiful and means so much to me and my family," Bella says. Max had intended to present the ring in that very room, but customs delays thwarted his plan. Still, the design's double symbolism endured, its architectural inspiration, and the fact that Katz herself is based in Los Angeles, where Bella was born. The wedding venue, meanwhile, was never in doubt, the house that inspired the ring. Bella, one of 4 Wyland siblings, would be the third to wed there, a challenge for any bride determined to make her day unique. Enter Amy Ford of Atabra Events. "I don't know how we would have done it without her, and Hannah's help didn't end at the ring. By the end, I was like, I can't WhatsApp her again." The invitations, designed by Meticulous Ink, gave way on the day to stationery by Aisling Aaron Design, featuring drawings of flowers, hearts, the couple themselves and their dog, Howie, all the adorable handiwork of Bella's 6-year-old niece. Name cards doubled as keepsakes, each guest's name etched into a scalloped sheet of metal. The celebrations kicked off with a bang, almost literally, at the rehearsal dinner. The couple had borrowed a family friend's 1950s Land Rover, and the father of the bride was very insistent that he drive Bella to the start of the aisle. "My dad is a director and he had a vision," she laughs, "but it was a very old car and as soon as we set off, there was a huge cloud of smoke." That was before they hit a mound. Here, Bella mimes the car taking a dramatically steep incline with her hand and then flying through the air. "We were all screaming in the car, my pregnant sister and best friend in the back, thinking that the car was going to crash." The vision was swiftly revised. On the morning of the wedding, after waking up at 4 a.m. and watching Motherland to calm her nerves, Bella and her bridal party got ready in a room overlooking the courtyard, a specific request from the bride so that she could watch all the guests arriving. She credits her uncharacteristic calm on the day to Polly Mercer, who did her makeup, and Polly's boyfriend, David Wadlow, who stepped in at the last minute to do her hair. Though fashion runs in the family, Bella hadn't previously given much thought to what her wedding dress might look like. "When I first got engaged, I thought, what am I going to wear?" In the end, she worked with Emma Beaumont over 6 fittings to create a bespoke look, a puff-sleeve, plissé gown, inspired by another dress that the bridal designer had created. She paired it with white nodalito platforms, now, sadly, very grass-stained, and accessorized with her mother's diamond necklace, Sophie Billy Brahe pearl cluster earrings from Hannah, and a pale blue shrimps mini Antonia bag, to match the bridesmaids' red versions. Red and pink were woven throughout the wedding, with Bella's bridesmaids given free rein to pick dresses in either color. The flower girls wore pink ankle socks with customized dresses. The drawings by Bella's niece that featured on the menus appeared again, delicately embroidered onto the flower girls' dresses by Cressida Jameson and Mary Jane's, and the page boys wore suits sourced by the bride's mother, with red neckerchiefs. The groom was spared the color theme and instead wore a navy suit by Suit Supply, with a brown and white polka dot tie by Drake's. The ceremony, in a garden marquee, began with an entry procession, which included the couple's dog, Howie, set to an acoustic version of Van Morrison's Sweet Thing. As soon as the bride entered, it began to rain. There was just this really sweet little pitter-patter sound on the roof of the tent, Bella remembers. It felt like a little blessing. Beautiful readings by friends followed, as well as a no-holds-barred, whole congregation rendition of Robbie Williams's Angels, before the newlyweds exited the marquee to She's a Rainbow by the Rolling Stones under a shower of rainbow confetti and no fewer than 10 multicolored flares. The ceremony was followed by cocktails, canapés and crisps. I feel like crisps aren't a thing at weddings but they should be, says the bride, by the pool, dotted with floral, fringe-trimmed parasols and peach-striped garden furniture. The vintage car entrance might not have panned out, but the bride's father had another plan up his sleeve. This one a surprise even to the bride. Men dressed as hedges handing out mini bottles of Campari and the aforementioned, all-important crisps. Many comedy pictures ensued. After the bride's poolside speech, guests were guided via a soundscape to dinner, which was served at long pink-clothed tables with exquisite flowers by Kitten Grayson in red, pink, and orange. The menu by Passetti and Boot included burrata, grilled peach salad, roast chicken, and tiramisu. Speeches began with the father of the bride, just as entertaining as his hedgemen, followed by a nervous but very sweet and funny groom and the best man. The wedding cake was an incredible creation by Baker Nez Beresford, a bright pink, 4-tier Victoria sponge with piping galore and delicate, red flowers poking out like hundreds of antennae. The after-party took place in the barn, which had been transformed into what Bella describes as old-school prom vibes with pink drapes, a neon Club Bella sign, another surprise from her parents, and an enormous heart-shaped glitter ball. The glitter ball weighed 150 kilograms, Bella tells me, mouth agape, clearly still staggered by the scale. We called it Glitter Ball Gate. We encountered every possible hurdle trying to hang it. The couple had their first dance to Love Somebody by the Bee Gees, sung by a band of handsome men, 11 in total, dressed as cowboys, also known as Alan Power and the Take-Twos. Despite never wanting to take her wedding dress off, it was hindering her dancing, so Bella changed into a second look, a de la Valle lace mini dress and white lace tights. Speaking of dancing, it continued well into the early hours, with Bella's parents, the hosts with the most, the very last to go to bed. From a locked park in London to a delayed diamond and a rain-soaked Menorcan morning, near crashes on the eve of the wedding and the now infamous Glitter Ball Gate, Bella and Max's love story is one of joyful imperfection, unflappable adaptability and a seasoned sense of humor. All the ingredients you need for a very happy marriage.